has to keep his name, you know, in the news, in the marketing space. He's a marketing person, nothing else. It's all about marketing, selling. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think the next election, let's see, 2 years. I don't. It just depends on how crashy things get. If things get good and crashy, people really want somebody more radical. I don't think they're going to want to go back to, I don't think they're going to think Hillary Clinton has a plan. Well,
So that's why I
whatever.
think the Republicans are going to run Ron Paul. Because he seems crazy. It just, he seems crazy in all the right ways.
Oh, I don't think he'd be a good candidate at all. He's dim and silly, and where are you going to go with this argument? The Fed did it. The Fed did it. The Fed did it. The Fed did it. Yeah, that's really cool, leaving your mic open, asshole. But whatever. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, I just don't see. He just doesn't have the. No way he's going to get elected. I mean, he only got what 3% of the vote or 2% or something. I mean, he's just in the Republican Party. I mean, he just doesn't have a whole lot of. I mean, I don't want to say he doesn't have charisma, but he's obviously he makes the media rounds, but he's silly.
Thing though is there's nobody else really the Republicans have. He's the only one who can excite anybody really. Him or Sarah Palin. It's either one of those two.
Oh, now there's got to be somebody in the woodwork. Come on, somebody will show up. When it's game day. I mean, it can't be that bad.
I mean, maybe that guy from Louisiana, Bobby whatever.
Well, I'm just saying, there's got to be somebody. I mean, they got to be able to find. You've got to be able to find somebody who just, can wear a suit and talk some Republican jargon. It's not that hard. Oh, yeah, Boner guy, I hate him.
See, that's the thing with the Republicans. They haven't had a real fucking strong leader since Gingrich in '94.
Well, they've had no one that was able to fake sincerity as well as Gingrich, but obviously Gingrich was a huge hypocrite and a liar and revealed to be exactly that. So that was the big joke, is that you had this guy that seemed sincere, but he was completely full of shit and, using charities to make profits and fucking his dying wife over and the whole thing. And, but the Democrats have the same liability. I mean, it's just hard to find that genuine article. And or somebody who can tell the lie and make it believable. I'm just not sure. Like I said, Ron Paul is just a little bit too. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger before Ron Paul. I mean, Arnold would have a chance. Ron Paul, no chance in hell.
I'm just going by the limited selection of people the Republicans have. I mean, there's no way it's going to be like somebody like Newt Gingrich.
Well, not Newt Gingrich now, but I'm just saying if they can find some Newt Gingrich that hasn't been proven to be a lying piece of shit, that'll work. They just have to find a guy who can talk. I mean, they just keep putting people like Forbes or some of these people with no social skills whatsoever I mean, you just can't run candidates that, you know, socially inept. Oh, I think Sarah Palin is just so overdone. I mean, come on, she's such tainted goods. I don't see how there's any. She can run all she wants. I just don't see how she could possibly get elected. She's been shown to be an imbecile so many times. I mean, her kids are complete, you know, waste products.
Yeah, the first
The ones that
question they're
aren't
going
officially
to ask
retarded
her
are
is, are
still
you going to quit the
retarded.
presidency? Like you quit the governorship?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's just so done. She just can't. She has no credibility. I mean, no matter what her numbers are in terms of, well, I'd like to have Sarah over for dinner, you know, and talk about the Russians. I mean, whatever, you know. I don't know what people. Like I said, I don't get that whole thing at all. But I just don't see it happening. Oh, what a big cat. That's a good cat. It's like old Hax's cat. Major cat. Kane was just, you know, like these choices for vice president have just been so bad. I mean, I thought Biden was a good choice. I mean, I want Biden to be president, actually. But he's turned into such an asshole now he's been vice president that, you know, it's like, shit. I mean, I know he's just doing his job. I'm vice president, so I have to do the president's mission and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I think it would have been much better to have Biden as president and Obama as vice president. That would have been a better arrangement. That sincerity thing is just, it scares you. It scares you that people can be that big a faker. I mean, John Edwards was just such a faker, such a lying through his fucking teeth. And it's like, how the fuck can people do that and still run for president? I mean, just like, holy shit. I mean, you just, I mean, after the Clinton thing, after all this crap, you're still gonna run when you're lying? I mean, you're still gonna take that chance? I'm like, what the fuck?
I never fell for Edwards. He always, something about him, scumbag. Maybe it was the fact
Well, I had the
that
same
he was
thing.
a
I mean,
fucking
he
lawyer.
just seemed,
I don't know.
he just looked like a little weasel used car salesman to me. But, you know, part of that, I just don't like people. He was just too much of this. His change was just too much in the system change. Too much in the party for me. But, you know, beyond all that, I'm just saying he was such a fucking, I mean, he was just such a lying hypocrite piece of shit. It's just, that's the part that's just amazing. It's just like, he seems sincere. I mean, I wouldn't have elected him president, but he seems sincere.
Funny thing is, if that sex scandal did happen, he probably would have been vice president now.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's an ego thing. It's the ego and the money. I mean, obviously, it's huge connections. I mean, Clinton has made, you know, I mean, his life was made by being president. I mean, he's raking in 15 million bucks a year, you know, and it's just because he was president of the United States. And so, yeah, these political jobs have huge perks tied to them. And you know, and then I think once they're in, it becomes an ego thing. They love the White House dinners. They love the special events. They love the power they get, and the all the fawning, all the people kissing up to them, and they love, you know. So I think they don't plan on taking the job for more than 4 years, but they just say, oh, this is too much fun. Yeah, well, the Bush thing is kind of funny because his second term, I'm telling you, he didn't want to win. You could see it in his face. When he won, he was like, "Oh, fuck, I won." I mean, he thought he was going to lose. He really did. And he was happy with it. He wanted to go back to Texas. He did not want to be president for another 4 years. And so I think that's a great irony in there. He knew he was in way over his head. And he didn't need the money.
Did you see that Bush said the worst part of his presidency was when he was called a racist? Like, really? That was the worst part? Like, not the fucking 3 buildings going down in flames?
Yeah, well, he never got that from the beginning. Remember the famous scene there when they tell him, the nation's basically on fire, and he's like, oh, maybe you should call the president. Why are you telling me? I'm here in the kiddie room reading a book. It was just so funny.
Or that fucking hurricane that obliterated 3 southern states.
Yo, you having a wind problem down there? Yeah, he was just so lame on so many levels. He was just a little.
Or the fucking economy.
He was a little chimpanzee. He was like a little chimpanzee, and you train it to do a few things, like it can walk down the staircase on an airplane, and it can do some funny shit, and you put it in a suit, and it sort of almost looks like a little human. That's all Bush was, just a little monkey man. Yeah, well, Gore even he turned into such a wimp. I mean, he should have fought for his presidency. I mean, he just gave up way too easy. Yeah, well, Nader's just another disappointment. I mean, yeah, he should have done the responsible thing and said, yeah, this is my list of things I would like the Democratic Party to give us, and if they can just give me a couple of these things as a guarantee, you can have my 3 million votes. But he was just an asshole about it. No, you have to give me all 20. If you don't give me all 20, I'm not making a deal. I mean, what a fucking idiot. But he had to make the deal. There was just no way he could stay in that fucking election. Yeah, well, if there was instant runoff voting, that's right, we would have been saved that fiasco. Yeah, well, I don't even know if there's a distinction between the Democrats and Republicans anymore. I really don't. They're both serving special interests to get them elected, and that's all they're doing. They're just lying, placating. The Democrats are owned by the unions, and the Republicans are owned by the religious nuts and the conservative the rich bastards. And that's the game. Death kitten. What are you, poisonous kitties? Is she raising poisonous kittens? What is that? Death kitten. It's not a bad name, actually. Oh, it's Darth. Sorry, I can't read. That's no good. It could be Darth Bitten. Yeah, Darth. Yeah, it has to be something V.
Hey Gary, did you see that they made glow-in-the-dark kittens?
Yeah, well, I saw they made a glow-in-the-dark cat. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, well, what the hell? I mean, why not? It seems harmless enough.